We hatch out quail, have eggs, and meat, all from our beautiful and lovely basement. And I want to show you our operation. But first, I want to address all the haters who say, I can't have any meat or eggs for myself. I live in a tiny space and I don't have lots of money. Shut up. Yes, you can, and I'll show you how.
Where'd he go?
Oh, still here. So, this is perfect timing for this video. It's actually why we're making it right now anyways. But we have our first batch of quail for the new year hatching. So I want to show you our process and how we take the quail from hatching to the brooder to eventually laying eggs. And this is just in our basement. We don't always have the full quail cage in our basement. We only have it down here because it's winter. They were getting eaten by raccoons and possums, and you know, I'm a nice guy. I don't want them to freeze and keep getting eaten by raccoons, so that's why we brought them in. But I'll show you the process. So the first quail started hatching about 24 hours ago, and you peep in here, look through the little door, you say hi, and then hi. Look at them jump around. And once they've been in there for about 24 hours, then you can take them out. But first, you need to set up the brooder and have the heat lamp or your heat pad going, or your heat plate going for at least 24 hours, because you need it to reach full temperature. And also you want to make their immunity cocktail, which I made the other day. So feel free to check out that short video on that. And I, for one, thought immunity cocktails were hocus pocus. I didn't really, I was kind of confused about it. I didn't know why are we giving our quail alcohol when they're new chicks, but you're actually not giving them alcohol. You're giving them honey, garlic, and apple cider vinegar, and it just kickstarts their life. And since we started doing that, the quail that we did that with had way less die in that first week. So be sure to check that out. But so here we go. The key to this is speed. Remember, I am speed. I am Lightning McQueen. Okay, so we want to do this quick. Make sure you take a quick breath, because the moment you open this door, you better move quick, or else you. Okay, ready?
This is so hard to do. You're such an athlete.
Hi.
You're so athletic.
I'm so athletic. I'm not, if you know me, which none of you do, so that's good. Oh, hi guys! Wow, there's a lot that hatched. Okay.
The surprise. You're like, wow.
Yeah, we've never really had great success with this, but we're learning. And this is easily our best, but they will try to move. And look at this, multitask. If you can't multitask, then you should single task. And if you can't single task, just ask. Here we go. Now we run them over slowly and gently. Hi. Follow me now. And we'll go to the... We are now heading to the brooder. I see different opinions on this, on whether you should dip their heads in the food and the water. I just do just the water. I think the big thing is just getting them to that heat. Look at that little guy. Hi.
Aw, hi, sweet one.
So sweet. Okay, that one's gonna turn white. So dip their beaks in the water. It's okay. It's gonna feel kind of violent at first, but they know that you mean well. Look at that little guy. Dip their beak in the water. Dip it, and then put them under the heat lamp. Don't jump out, little guys. Or girls, I don't know yet. And then in there, and again, I'm just dipping their beak just so they feel that liquid and they can know where to find that water. If they find that water, they'll be good to go, and they'll usually find the, just dip it. For some reason, they don't like their head being forced to dip into water as one-day-old chicks, so, which I don't blame them. So yeah, just dip it in and then put them under that heat lamp. They are so cute. When you pick them up, you might think you're hallucinating because they're so light, and they just feel like air. But we go ahead and put them in, just 2 left. They are so fragile at this age, but you just want to put them under there. Also, a good tip for your brooder is just keep that, there you go, buddy. Keep that heat lamp. See how close the heat lamp is to the water? You don't want them to have to go on a full-on marathon hike to find their water. So yeah, we have that, and we have the food over there, obviously. Once they get big enough, we'll put the actual food tray out, but the food tray is just too tall for them at this rate. And I might even move this a little bit closer and put this down a little bit. And one thing to note, even with the immunity cocktail, when you are doing quail or whatever animal, you might have some pass away, and the goal is to minimize that. That's why we do the immunity cocktail. That's why we dip their beak. That's why we put them right under the heat. Your goal is just to minimize as many to pass away as possible. So this, check it out. We just took like a however many gallon tote, and I just cut a hole in there, put a little bit of hardware cloth over it, and just drilled a little like 1x2 through that, and then just put this on the top. Obviously this doesn't matter for now. The quail are not going to just jump out, but it does matter, one, if you happen to have rats in your basement. We don't, I don't believe, but it matters once they get older so they don't jump out. And then this is just their workout protocol for week 1. Just kidding, hope you didn't fall for that. Follow me over to the quail cage, and here's where the real action happens. So we have, gosh, this is a Wainola Ranch cage. We only have however many quail this is right now, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 quail. We get about 5 or 6 eggs, about 5 eggs a day. So I'll need to sex them better. And before you start freaking out, that just means that I am looking to find the gender. But this is just where we have them in our basement. We have supplemental light on, that's why it's bright in here. A good word to the wise, if you plan to have them in the basement year round or just long term, you need to clean out their quail, you need to clean out their poop tray like daily. I can get bad at it, and I'll do it like every other day or every 3rd day, but the poop produces ammonia, and if ammonia is stagnant, then that can probably kill you. I know that can be very lethal and very bad for you, so you just want to, if you have them inside especially, you want to clean out that poop tray frequently. We also have 2 air purifiers going. You can probably hear them, hopefully you can hear me, but we have 2 air purifiers going in this room and constant airflow. So if you are going to have them inside, just clean out their poop tray and have some external ventilation. If not that, then some kind of airflow going on. But we have them inside. You could easily fit more. As you can see, we only have 1 tray open, but so as you can see over there, if you can see it from here, that is where the incubator is, and we can head back over that way. That's where the incubator is.
Designer basement.
And so it's really a simple setup. You know, we have incubator, we walk over to the brooder, we walk over to the actual adult quail cage, and that is only inside again just because it's winter. So I'm a little bit too lazy about wanting to break the ice like every time. We do that with the chickens, but yeah, I just wanted to show you that for anyone who's thinking that they can't do this on much space, this is our basement setup for our quail. And we also have chickens. We have 16 chickens, and we have a garden, and all in all, the 16 chickens, our quail, and our garden take up less than 500 square feet. So if you're thinking about getting started, quail are a great start, so are chickens, and so are our garden. And yeah, try to hatch them yourselves. Feel free to let me know any comments that you have. I'm happy to do that. I will make a video on how to sex the quail, and anything else that you can think of?
No.
No, nothing else. Alrighty. Well, take care, ladies and germs, and have a great day.